going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today we're going to take a look at these clear magazines from the ETS Group. As always, before we get started, let me quickly do my disclosure. Yes, I work in the firearms industry, but no, that will not affect this review in any way, shape, or form. I do not have any connection to ETS Group besides a few social media likes. These two 17-round magazines I've had for several years. They came from my friend Mr. Wick. The 30 and the 40-round magazine, these are newer. I've had these for a few months, probably 5 now. I bought both of these from Gun Mag Warehouse. If you would like to check out any of these, there is a link pinned down in the comment section to Gun Mag Warehouse's website. Let me also quickly thank my Patreon supporters and my 3 channel sponsors, especially USCCA. If you have a firearm of any kind for self-defense, for concealed carry, I highly recommend you click the link down in the video description, check out USCCA, and see if it's right for you. Anyway, these 17-round magazines, like I said, came from my friend Mr. Wick. I've had them for a few years. I've put thousands of rounds through them, and you can tell they're not quite as clear. They're pretty dirty. I don't know how many rounds he put through them, but he did not have any malfunctions, nor did I, of any kind with these two magazines. The 30 and the 40-round magazines I've had for a few months, and I put somewhere between 300 to 400 rounds through each of them. These magazines work for the H&K Vp9 Series, so they will work with the H&K Vp9 SK, they will work with the Vp9, and they will work with the Vp9 Long Slide. Yes, I love my Vp9s. They should also work with the P30 and the P30 SK, being those take the same magazines. I just don't have access to those pistols to verify. ETS also makes magazines for the Glock 9mm double stack, the Glock single stack in 9mm, the G42, the Glock 40, Sig P320, Smith & Wesson M&P 9, the Shield, the CZ Scorpion, AR-15 mags that couple together, and even MP5 magazines. On top of all those different magazines, ETS also makes a pistol speed loader and a rifle speed loader, and I don't own either one of them, but I have used them and they both work extremely well. Getting into the magazines themselves, the base plate on the bottom has a little lip, a little ledge on it, so if you do need to pull that magazine out for some reason, you can. Taking them apart is very, very easy, similar to most magazines. There's a button in the bottom you push, slide the plate forward, and it comes apart in case you need to clean it. Now, like I said, they are clear plastic magazines. The follower is plastic as well. The only thing that's metal inside of them is the spring. It's a metal spring. Everything else is plastic. So unlike a Glock factory magazine or something that is polymer on the outside, those are steel reinforced on the inside, and especially the feed ramps, those are steel reinforced as well, where these are not. There's no steel in them. So that is one of the few drawbacks to these magazines. The 3 things I like about the magazines, though, they come with a lifetime warranty if you have any issues. They're made in America, which is fantastic, and they're very, very affordable, which can be hard to find something made in America that's affordable, but these are, which is great. The 17-round magazines run you usually around $15-ish. The 30-round magazine is around 20-ish, and then the 40-round magazine is around 22, 23. Prices will change, that's just at the time of this video. Compare that to the 17-round H&K magazine. These things are $45 or so. And then the 20-round H&K magazine, these things are like $60. So they are not cheap. So let's talk about the testing that I did on these magazines. The two 17-rounders, again, a few years, a few thousand rounds. I've had 0 issues as far as malfunctions, and the same thing with the original owner. The only issue I have with these sometimes is when I hit that magazine release, sometimes the mags do not drop freely. Sometimes you have to strip them. Not very often, but once in a while that happened with these polymer magazines, and I don't think that ever happened with the H&K factory magazines. Besides that, they have been flawless for all of those thousands of rounds. Now the 30 and the 40 round stick mags here, a couple hundred rounds through each, somewhere in that 300 to 400 range. Every time the magazine or the gun locked to the rear because it was empty, I let the magazine hit the ground, so they bounced off of the ground quite a bit. I loaded them up to different amounts as well. I loaded them all the way full, just like once or twice, not too often. Ammo is expensive here in 2021. And then I only loaded them halfway, a quarter of the way, just to see if they would run with different amounts of rounds in the magazine. The 40 round magazine was flawless. I did not have any problems, no malfunctions of any kind. The 30 round magazine, not quite as good. When there was 1 round left in the magazine, it would lock the slide to the rear. Very, very often. Not every time, but probably 80% of the time. So I thought at first the gun was empty, and you look down and there's still another round in the magazine. Now this happened with the VP9, this happened with the VP9 long slide, and it even happened with the VP9 SK, and it happened with 2 different shooters. So I am very, very confident that it is something to do with this magazine and not the pistol or the shooter. Normally I would take blame for stuff like this, but there's definitely something wrong with this magazine where it's locking the slide to the rear when there is 1 round left in the magazine. I also did a drop test on these 2 magazines as well. Let's go take a look how that went. We would do the drop test here in my backyard before we head to the range. I don't know why, I just wanted to hang out with the chickens a little bit. The 40 round magazine is loaded all the way with 40 rounds. The 30 rounder is empty. I figured it'd be good to have one as a control as empty, even though the weighted one will probably be more likely to have issues. So let's drop them a few times. They look to be good. Let's go shoot them, see how they run. Everyone's favorite part, we're going to talk about the pros, the cons, the uses, and then I have a bonus feature for you ladies and gentlemen. Pros, the biggest pro is going to be the price. These things are significantly less than your factory magazines. I love that they have a lifetime warranty. I love that they are made here in the States. And I love the aesthetics. Now I know half of you guys out there do not care. I just think they look cool, especially the blue and the red ones. And I like being able to see the rounds. I know it's purely aesthetic, but I think it looks cool. As far as cons, I have 2 cons. One, the first round can be very difficult to load in. I think the polymer follower rubs up against the polymer magazine and it might get tilted a little bit on the first round. That's my guess. Even if you have a speed loader, you really have to jam it down on the first round just to get it to load. Not a huge deal, just something I wanted to make you aware of. A bigger deal is going to be the reliability of these ETS magazines. While I have had very, very good luck, just that one issue with the 30 round magazine, and I know there's lots of other people that have had very good luck with ETS magazines, it is very, very well documented that these are not the most reliable magazines, and they're definitely not as reliable as the factory magazines. So with that said, going into uses, if you are going to consider these, I recommend you only use them at the range or at the when you're training. I would not use these for duty. The way I look at it, a factory mag cost me $30 or $40 more. My life is worth the $30 or $40. But if I'm at the range and I'm just shooting, and once you realize your factory mags are reliable and you don't want to put excessive wear and tear on them, these are perfect to use at the range. And if you do get a bad one, you can practice malfunctions. All right, bonus tip for you guys. All stick mags, when you get towards the second half of them, are very difficult to load. Even like most of the drum mags can be very difficult to load as well. So if you're gonna buy these, I highly recommend you get a speed loader. I love the mag lulers. The ETS speed loaders are great as well, but save yourself your pain in your fingers and the aggravation. If you're gonna get these, get yourself a speed loader. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you guys for watching another one of my reviews. If you are looking to support the channel, the best way to do so is on Patreon. If you are not willing and able to donate a few dollars per month on Patreon, no big deal. Just keep the likes and the comments coming because they truly help me out. Now, if you want to see what reviews I have coming out next, please consider subscribing to the channel and enabling the bell notification. This way, you will hopefully get notified when I come out with a new video. If you want to know what reviews I am working on right now in real time consider following me on Instagram, Facebook, and on Parler. The links to all three are down in the video description. Last but certainly not least, I have three really wonderful channel sponsors: Blackout Coffee Company for all your caffeine and tea needs, Dangerous But Good for all of your pro-gun and Christian apparel, and last but not least, USCCA for your self-defense education, self-defense training, and self-defense insurance. One more time, thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time. Peace.